Scroll Toyota, leading the way every day. And Scroll Toyota, symbols of trust.
At the Department of Corrections, this is what is called a dome. It looks like temporary shelter, and, well, it is. But 2 of these 4 domes have been turned into temporary prisons. This, DOC spokesman Lieutenant Uggin says, is the department's temporary solution because of overcrowding.
The dome is only a temporary building. It's a canvas-like material. If typhoon comes tomorrow, that thing's finished. Okay. It's only a temporary building. It's an open bay. And it's really very no security whatsoever.
Each dome has about 30 detainees. There are no glass windows, just screens for ventilation. When it rains, it floods. There is no air conditioning, and in the heat of day, prisoners have to cope with the scorching heat. Lieutenant Uggin tells us that DOC gets an average of 40 more prisoners a year. Housing them has always been a problem, he says.
We are gaining on an average of 40 people a year. In other words, 40 people are staying more than being released. So just by those numbers alone, it's pretty safe to say that within a year, we're going to have 80 more inmates, at least, will remain.
And within 2 years?
And in 2 years, it'll be 160.
Now that a budget request has been submitted, Uggin says he hopes the legislature will approve their budget or even consider giving more than they asked for. Realistically, it will take about $25 million to run DOC. That figure, Uggin says, will fill needed positions that have been vacant for several years and will address overtime issues. But, as Uggin explains, it doesn't actually address overcrowding.
At this point, I believe the budget is a status quo budget. And as far as I know, there's no new monies identified in the budget to build a new prison or to build a new housing unit. That would require probably a different appropriation.
Right now, DOC has about 150 corrections officers. What he needs is about 215 officers. Most officers are on a 12-hour shift, and some management-level staff are even on 16-hour shifts to make up for DOC's severe shortage of employees. At some posts, at the domes, for example, there are only 1 or 2 officers guarding 60 to 70 detainees at a time. While this is an alarming picture, Uggin says those housed at the dome are low-risk prisoners.
Overcrowding has always been an issue, and it will continue to be an issue unless a new building is put up or a whole new facility is built. Our challenge, of course, is trying to the influx from Agana coming up here, because this is the overflow for Agana, trying to find the bed space to put them. And Agana still needs to transfer up 20 more people today. So it gets very challenging for us to move them around. Every day it's a musical chair trying to figure out where to put these people.